go.
Hello, everybody. We're back. Hopefully you can hear us all fine because I'm having to broadcast this from the iPhone because of MacBook related issues. But anyway, it's lovely to be back. We've had a bit of an interlude. I had a holiday courtesy of the NHS. Thank you to them. And we're back to do a live show, and I'm joined tonight by Jen Wright. Hello, Jen. How are you?
Hello. I'm really well. How are you?
I'm getting better. I think's the best way of putting it. Yeah, physically so much better. Thank you very much. So, and like I say, it's lovely to be back. And hello, everybody who's tuned in tonight. I'm just going to quickly go over to the comments here. Yeah, Paul Cave, Dave Coward, Jim Alcott, Darren. Well, we'll whiz through everybody tonight. As like I say, unfortunately, I am broadcasting from the iPhone because the MacBook has a cracked screen. But we'll come to what we're going to do about that because we did a bit of crowdfunding today, and that was an awesome success. So anyway. Shall we deal with the elephant in the room, shall we? What happened to me over the last couple of months?
I think we should.
I think we should. Right. Okay, folks. What happened was I had COVID in the autumn of last year. And after I got over COVID, I noticed my fitness levels really kind of like started to go down, which, to be honest with you, like everybody else, including the medical professionals, we just all assumed I was suffering from long COVID. And I would be going out for walks with my friend Alan, and I just couldn't keep up with him. It was really kind of getting ridiculous. Anyway, long story short, it got to round about kind of end of April this year, and I went out on my birthday with my friend Tara, and I just conked out completely. I couldn't. We were supposed to be walking around, I think it was Stourhead National Trust property. I couldn't do it. And she came round about a week later and was so alarmed at my condition that she rang 111 and they sent an ambulance. And the next thing I know, I'm at Southmead, I'm having scans, and then I'm under the knife. yeah, long story short, I ended up having 4 operations because 2 of them, there were complications. So 2 of them I don't remember. So the first one was to get this benign cyst out, which, like I say, thankfully it was benign. The other 2 were just emergency things because they couldn't stop the fluid building up. And then the 4th one was to have a shunt fitted, which, touch wood, according to the specialist I saw last week, has done the job. So, yeah, as you can imagine, it was it was a bit of a traumatic time. I've been back home for 6 weeks now, and I'm just, trying to get to grips with life and work and everything. And yeah, there we go. You can have a look at my magnificent scars. But yeah, that's been it, folks. So I do apologise for the lack of interesting modelling company shows, but it has been for good reasons, or there has been a reason behind it. So anyway, it's lovely to be back, and it's lovely to be talking to Jen, because I haven't spoken to Jen since before I went into hospital. So
Not with your
Jen's,
voice, no.
No, exactly, no. So yeah, we were going to be going to some place on Friday. We were going to be going to South Somerset on the weekend, and I had to kind of cry off on that because I wasn't feeling up to it. So I do apologise for that, Jen.
No worries.
So what have you been working on then at the moment?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, not a lot. I did do a little bit of mini art maying. I don't know if you remember or saw any of that while you were busy being unconscious and stuff.
No.
So,
oh.
there's a chassis there, and there's a body shell here, which, as you can see, is very much still in progress, which I never expected to get it done in May. But I did a fair bit, but then I had to go away. And I haven't got on with it since I got back because I've been working on this.
Oh.
This being
is that the Italeri 32nd scale kit?
It's the 48th. Although it looks massive, it's actually just close to the camera.
Oh, good grief.
Further away.
Right, okay.
It's Bare Naked Build 2, the Italeri show. So that's almost done, actually. I've been working on that today. And I have been working on the Blackbird as well. There's some Blackbirdage. So that is coming along. We're getting there with that. But yeah, I've not had a lot of time at the bench because it's that time of year where I just seem to have all kinds of diversions. I've been doing a bit of flying. I've been doing some flying with work. I've been doing some flying with my learning, out and about on the bike, all that good stuff. So, so there's a lot less time for modelling. Plus, it's been an absolute bloodbath at work. So busy. It's untrue. So yeah, the bench suffers a little bit, which is why, if there's anybody wondering that watches my stuff, there's not been really regular videos actually. I've been too busy enjoying myself.
No, that's fair enough. Like life is to be enjoyed. I learned that recently for some odd reason. Yeah, it's I've kind of come back, and I'm still adjusting to civilian life, I think is a good way of putting it. I'm trying to do you know what? I had completely forgotten about this. Oops, Daisy. I've completely forgotten about that. That was like a project.
They fixed it right?
Sorry?
Are you sure they fixed it right?
Yeah. I'd forgotten that we'd set that as a challenge in April, and April just disappeared for me. So that's where I am with it at the moment. If you've never built the Italeri Kugelwagen, it is a ridiculously easy model to build. It's so brilliant. I think I've told the story that I had this kit as a kid when I was about 12, 13. And I remember building it in a couple of hours. and it was. I remember thinking to myself, well, I must have rushed that a bit. And then going back about 10 years ago, I picked up one of the Italeri Kugelwagens at the Avon IPMS show, which is coming up soon, by the way. And I remember thinking to myself, well, this is not gonna. I'm not gonna build this in the space of an hour. And I did. It was just. So this time round, I've got another one. And I thought, right, I am going to deliberately pace myself and not build it quickly. No, it just flies together. It is a ridiculously simple kit to put together, but it's brilliant. I love it, and I've got 2 more copies of it here, vintage copies of it. I think it's brilliant, and I think everybody should build one because it's pure modeling joy. I think is a good way of putting it. So I'm just gonna bear with the finger a second, the finger of doom. I'm just gonna scroll through this is the thing, I've got to do it on the iPhone.
Oh, of course. So, comments,
yeah. So I'm just gonna say hello to Nick Brown, Jim Altergott, Dougal McWoogle, Ian Hartup, Christian Gerard, Paul Cave, Paul Milligan, Mark Ryan, Greg Woodbridge, Lee Suter, James Tainton, John Huston, Joe Pestaglici, Crazy Locker, Vincent Murphy, Mike R. Williams, Stuart Bremner, Kev Tinker, Sean Smith, Travis Thompson, Dave Coward, Darren McQuillan, Hobby Time, Brian Wilton, Yoav Afreti, Mike and Penn Richardson, Jerry Doyle, Tim Maunder, hello Tim, John Kelly, Stan Codling, just scrolling down, Theron Hampton, Griffier, Tony Surridge, Phil Jones, Dave Fleming. Yeah, I know. Anyway. Oh God, come on, cut me some slack. Come on. It's with a bit of luck, we won't have to do this again. Well, we probably will have to do it while the MacBook's being repaired. But right, I'm going to talk about the MacBook, right? Because you'll have to bear with me a second, Jen. But what we did a thing today whereby I need to get the MacBook repaired. I took it to the Apple store in Bristol a few weeks ago, and they said, yeah, we can do it, but it's going to be close to 700 quid or whatever it's going to be. Exactly. Bearing in mind, I've been in hospital for a month and I hadn't done any invoicing. My savings had literally shrunk down to nothing, you see. And somebody said to me, well, why don't you crowdfund for it? You've got a following. See if they'll pitch in for it. So I thought, right, we'll give it a go. At worst, it will be a glorious failure. So I put the link up today, and I thought, look, if we get half of it, it's still going to help, because it's half that I don't have to shell out ultimately. We exceeded the target in 2.5 hours. So I would just like to say thank you, everybody who chipped in. I'm popping into the Apple store in Bristol tomorrow to book it in to get it repaired. So with a bit of luck, we will be back broadcasting properly on the MacBook again. It's a bizarre thing. The screen has got a crack. It's got a crack in it, but it doesn't actually have a crack on the surface.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So the crack has actually happened internally.
Yeah.
And I did say to Apple, is it a manufacturing fault? And they went, nah.
Don't be
so
ridiculous.
I thought, right, it was a good try. I know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's no damage to the screen, and there's no damage to the metal plate on the rear. So whatever happened, and it happened literally within the space of about 20 minutes, because I was using it 1 minute, opened it up, did a bit of typing or whatever, and then opened it up again, and the screen was gone all mad. And when I had a look at it, I could see there was a crack up the side, but I couldn't feel the crack on the screen.
That's mad, isn't it?
So yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everybody who contributed. As soon as we kind of got to the the required amount, I stopped the funding. So there is a bit of excess. So I will ask everybody what they'd like me to do with the excess. But no, I am honestly, I'm really grateful for everybody who put their hands in their pockets. Like I say, it is really unusual circumstances, and I'm aware that there are other shows that do ask their viewers to put their hands in their pockets to finance it. We've always financed the Interesting Modelling Company ourselves, so everything from from the streaming fees, everything has been met by myself, you see. So this really was exceptional circumstances, and I am so grateful to everybody who has pitched in. So I will give you an update tomorrow, hopefully when we book it into the Apple Centre and get this screen fixed, and fingers crossed we'll be back broadcasting on a proper piece of equipment rather than an iPhone which is currently hooked over the top of the MacBook screen. So
stupid thing is, it looks really good, but that's on my phone. I'm using a phone as well, but it actually looks good.
The problem I've got is that the moment I go to the moment I want to look at anything, it's then the digit of doom. So I know, I was like ET, I know. But yeah, so that's essentially where we are. And I'm I've just been adjusting to life out of hospital and getting on with work. Thank you, Hornby. It's lovely to have lots of work to be getting on with. So so that's been it, folks. I'm sorry that I'm sorry that we weren't doing any lives, but it's been for very good reasons. John Huston says, paint a smiley face on your fingertip. Okay.
But I'll just paint it red and go, ouch, every time you.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good. So, Jen,
yes.
What else can we talk about then? Sorry, Jim Altergott asked, how's the cat? Derp was looked after by my friend Lisa. She came round and she absolutely spoiled him. So he was delighted to have somebody else other than me looking after him. So he's fine. He's in good health. So Jen, what new kits have been announced recently that have caught your eye?
Apaches mostly, I think.
Oh no, she's frozen.
Oh, I'm here. Internet in there. Yeah, Apache's the only one. I keep seeing the Meng Apache keeps popping up. Big one. Well, he's frozen. Uh-oh.
Sorry about that, folks. We suddenly had the line went down. There you go. That's what I'll do with that's what I'll do with the rest of the money, is I'll upgrade the broadband. I wouldn't mind, but I'm on the.
I can't hear anything now. I don't know if you can still hear me, John.
I can hear you, Jen. Can you hear me?
I'll leave and come back. Wait one.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? You're the frozen one, JM. Can everybody hear me? No. Oh well. We might have to loud and clear now. There we go. Right. Thank you, Phil. Yes, absolutely brilliant. Right, here we go. Jen's back, and Add to stream. There we go. Right, Jen, can you hear
Still
me?
can't hear anything. God damn it. Stupid thing.
I can hear you perfectly fine. Can you hear me, Jen?
More things.
Everybody can hear me. They can hear you. Tony says receiving you both okay. Nope. Both coming through. Yeah, no, we can. Can you hear me, Jen? Nope. I'm just gonna I'm gonna remove you from the stream and we'll try again. Can you hear me, Jen? Right, Vincent says, JM all good. Jen is picture, no sound.
I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now. Right, can everybody hear Jen now?
Put my earpiece in and I can hear you, stupid thing.
All right, okay.
Sorry.
That's all right. Don't apologise. It's technical stuff. Like I say, we are winging it a bit here at the moment, doing it all via iPhones and God knows what else. So you know,
I normally use my laptop as well, don't I? Because the echo and everything on the iPad doesn't work, does it?
Yeah. Right. I forgot. Do you know what? I've forgotten what we were talking about for a second there.
Well, you were asking me about new kits I fancied,
Yeah,
and I was saying
kits.
really just the Apache was catching my eye, but I don't need it. I really don't need it.
No. I've yeah. Ian Hartup says Jen Apaches.
Pavel wants to know what I think about the Hercules retirement.
What do you think about the Hercules retirement, Jen?
Right, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
Don't swear out loud. Yeah, exactly. I don't think much about that. My commanding officer expressly told us all we could say whatever we wanted about it, but I won't. I think it's a silly decision, obviously.
What's it being replaced with? Atlas?
Allegedly, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, Atlas is the Hercules replacement, it always was. But of course, it took so long to arrive that the Air Force needed more capacity, so they bought the C-17. Well, they borrowed C-17s initially, and they were so brilliant that we bought some, and then they continued to be brilliant, so we bought some more, and then that's left us in a situation where we've got lots of large heavy lift capacity, and we've got the small with the Herc, and the Atlas was just sat slap bang in the middle. But of course, that wasn't a contract we could get out of, so we've ended up where we are. We'll see how it turns out. We'll see. I expect we'll figure it out. We'll make it work because that's what we do. But for the moment,
yes, you can't say much. Yeah, fair enough. No. Ian Hartup says, "Can you distinguish between want and need?"
I'm getting better at it as I get older, Ian. I don't have endless money, so.
Brian Wilton says he means Das Work. The Das Work banana split car is out now. That's the oh God, I've forgotten what it is now. It's a kind of it's another German amphibious car from the Second World War. Have you not seen that, Jen? No, it's I can't. Unfortunately, I can't call up an image of it, but it does look fabulous, and it's got this brilliantly kind of like curved kind of hull to it. I think it looks fantastic. It sates my my love for Kugelwagen type vehicles, but it's not quite a Kugelwagen. So sorry, Schwimmwagen rather. So
looks like a shoe. Okay.
Yeah.
I may have seen it. There's something vague tickling at me that I think. Did you link it on the channel recently?
I did.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a weird little thing, but it does look fantastic. Ian Hartup says round 2 are doing some lovely new Tool US cars. Yeah, round 2 are a company to watch at the moment. They are banging out so much stuff. And I seem to remember that they did announce they were doing some new Space 1999 stuff as well, which was,
I think I've seen that too.
yeah.
I tell you what else caught my eye recently was the ICM have released the Bronco in 72nd now.
Have they?
So, yes, which I was flat out going to buy one because I think the Bronco is a really cool looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went on Hannon's and it was 30 quid and I couldn't do it. I've got a price cap. I think, I know a lot of people think that people like you and I are willing to spend any money on anything. But as well, I've copped quite a lot of flack actually for the Qatari Spitfire because I bought that and pre-ordered direct from Qatari and it cost me about £125, which is a lot. So I think, you know, people probably think you'll spend anything when you're like we are, but I won't. I find 30 quid for a 72nd kit, no matter what it is, just unless it's a Lancaster or something, I'm struggling at that. So I didn't plump for it. Another one recently. As much of a fan as I am, like yourself, of Airfix and everything they do, the Hunter kit that they've just re-released. I thought, oh, I wouldn't mind having a look at that and make a nice thing to review on the channel. And it's nearly £50.
Well, obviously I can't comment, but
I'm not saying it's too much. I'm just saying it's too much for me. I can't. When I in the same breath bought the Academy A10 for 40, $39.99, and then saw it in the Scout Model Shed shop for 35, and I've seen it since for 32. I can't then. To me, that makes the Hunter too expensive for me. I won't spend £47 on it. It's everyone's got their own little value for money-ometer, I think.
Yeah, no, I can understand that.
So kits are getting very, very expensive, and it's starting to become, certainly in the comments on my channel, it's starting to become a thing that people are talking about a lot. Is the price of things now? So.
Yeah, Dave Fleming says, there we go. I can bring up his comment. Keep thinking people are talking about the Qatari Spitfire.
Yeah. What Dave? What? No, go back to sleep.
Very good. And Jim Altergott says the clear prop kit of the Mig23 retails around 50 quid.
That's another one. I thought, yeah, I'd love to get one of those, review it. I know I won't have time to build it, and I saw the price and thought, I can't do that. I can't afford it anyway, but it's just too much for what it is. I can buy the Edward ones are half that. I can buy the 48th Edward one for half that. So, not Mig23, Mig21 I'm thinking of, aren't I? But I can't justify it to myself, so I don't do it.
Tony Surridge, this is interesting. Tony Surridge says the Tank Museum are giving away a free ferret mug with pre-orders on the Airfix ferret in the Airfix ferret 135th scale kit.
Oh, very nice.
That's interesting. And we are the interesting modelling company. So
if one were a fan of ferrets, I would imagine that's a good purchase to do.
I am looking forward to that kit coming out because it plugs a gap in the modern British armor kind of range of models and things and whatever. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that one coming out because it will be instructive to see whether if it's a success, fingers crossed, Airfix then do some more stuff of that kind. But here we go. Vincent Murphy says an A Hawk 200 for £25. Yep.
Yeah, again, it's pushing the envelope, isn't it? Another Airfix, I wanted to buy the new release mosquito kit, the second iteration of that, and I felt like that was too much money as well. So I might finally be getting to the point where I stop buying quite so many kits. Who knows?
It's not like we need them, though, do we?
I don't need them for myself, no, but obviously I use it as a way of keeping content coming on the YouTube channel. I've actually got a box behind me with about 8 kits in it that a friend of mine has actually lent me to do reviews on, which is amazingly generous of him. But said Airfix Hunter is one of them, so that's nice. And a couple of new Tamiya releases. The new releases Tamiya are doing with vehicles, the aircraft with a vehicle, those little sets they're doing. I think they're really cool. So there's a couple of those in there. Yeah, it is all getting a little bit expensive, I think.
Well, no, I'm not gonna disagree with you, Jen, but I'm also thinking, is it because life has suddenly become a bit more expensive, whereas things that before would have been comfortable disposable income, now we're all having to kind of watch the pennies a bit and watch the pennies disappear into household bills and things and whatever.
True.
Yeah. James Tatum says, Jen, how is the mini art truck coming?
It's here.
Ooh.
It's here. Do you see? It's as I say, I said earlier, I've not worked on it since just before I went away at the end of May, because I haven't worked on very much up here, honestly. Been getting out and about and what have you. But it's once I've got the cab painted, it's I've got all the bodywork, the rest of the bodywork's all at the side of me here. It won't be too far off done. I will finish it because it's a beautiful kit. Really enjoyed it.
Dave Fleming makes a very good job. Dave says costs are up and disposable income is down. Kit prices have risen higher than inflation, probably due to raw materials and fuel costs. Very good point, Dave. And we've also got Mark Thompson says, good evening from the Model Works team. Hello, Mark.
Good evening.
Congratulations on the launch of Model Works. That has been great to see a new venture grabbing everybody's imagination. So yeah, brilliant, excellent stuff.
Only it wasn't all the way across the other side of the country. I'd pop in.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
I know. We're like you say, Jen. We are particularly blessed in the southwest with a number of model retail places. So perhaps we're being a bit greedy.
You are, yeah. It's a 2-hour drive for me to get to the places I mentioned. The Overton was 2 hours, and then the Scout Model Shed was another 20 minutes or so from there.
Right.
That's a pretty big round trip, that was. There actually, as far as I know, there aren't any proper model shops that are really close to me. I reckon Vince's Warehouse is probably about the closest proper model shop to me, up in Northampton.
Yeah, see, I'm particularly blessed with an embarrassing surfeit of model shops in the area.
You've got an Andy just over the way.
I have.
Antics.
Yeah. No. Mike Reeves says, here I am literally cleaning out my stash and piling up kits to dispose of. You and me both, Mike, because when I was up in the attic the other day, I had a hard look at some of the stuff in my attic, and I thought, yeah, I don't need that anymore. It was a nice idea at the time, but no, I'm just going to get rid of it and put it up on eBay and just flog it. And a lot of the stuff in my up in the attic, I'm probably going to flog it at what are going to be ridiculously cheap prices, because I just want shot of the stuff,
Yeah,
so
I would take a box of stuff with me to Avon. We're gonna be at the Avon show again this year, so I'll take some stuff with me there. So I can't be bothered with eBay. It's quite an expensive way of selling things nowadays.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give eBay a go, but no, yeah, I think I'll I just, yeah, I've got too much in the attic, quite frankly, and I could, you know, if I was to liquidate those assets, I could do something with that money. Let's put it that way. So
that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
Release that.
release
What's the word when it's in your mortgage? That equity out of your stash.
Yeah, release the equity that's up in my attic. Yeah, exactly. So yep. Jen, I'm going to have to wrap this up in a second. We've been doing 35. We've done 35 minutes, but
that's not bad for a comeback, is it?
It's not. The problem I have is that my energy levels really fly off the deep end, and I've got another show to do tonight as well. So I'm going to have to finish tonight, go and have a rest for 25 minutes. And then get on with the next one. So I do apologise. I do apologise, folks. Kev Tinker says, "Why not have your own auction and use the funds towards the channel?" That's an idea. That's an idea, Kev. Dave Fleming said, "Model Works is a 7-hour drive for me." Well, and John Kelly says, "I don't mind paying the price for Ukrainian manufacturers, as I might just be paying for the bullet that wins the war." That's one way of putting it. Patrick Power says, "eBay, PayPal, and Royal Mail will take too much. Better off selling via Facebook." Yep. Yep. No, I will give it some. I will give it some thought. But as I say, big thank you to everybody who contributed to the MacBook Repair. With a bit of luck, we will be back broadcasting with that, soonish. So like I say, I'm going to take it into Bristol tomorrow and have a look at getting it repaired. So thank you, everybody. That was really jolly kind of you, very generous of you. Jen,
yes.
I'm just looking for me bell. Ting, any other business? Ting, any other business?
Not for me. It's very good to see you back, and it's good to be here.
There it is. There it is.
Always got it.
Found it.
Ling ling.
There we go. Any other business? No, I haven't got anything. I've said everything that needs to be said, quite frankly, apart from just to say thank you to everybody who's tuned in tonight. Very kind of you. I will tell you the full story at some stage, but it's I think for tonight we'll just get the abridged version. So but yeah, nice to be back. Nice to see you, Jen, and thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody who's tuned in as well. Sorry, I've now got to I've got to call the branding up because of doing this on the iPhone. So there we go. I know. Fingers crossed. I will keep everybody updated with the progress of the MacBook Repair. But a big thank you to everybody who contributed. Thank you very much. That was very kind of you. Fingers crossed, we might be back Wednesday. I can't promise anything. But in the meantime, as always, a big thank you to Jen for joining me tonight. From myself, thank you for tuning in. It's been lovely. Stay safe, stay out of trouble, and we'll see you very, very soon. So from myself, thank you for joining us. Bye for now.